Hi, how you doing? My name's Tiffany, and I thought that perhaps I'd put a few things together to help with self-care with resilience. And that's what it's about at the moment in isolation. It's all can be really hard for all of us. It pushes our buttons in the way we didn't really feel or know how our buttons would really be pushed. It's it's pushed all the way to the end and back, and this is still not over yet. So I'm going to talk about how we can help with negative thoughts, how we can not let the ego take hold, and how we can really truly come from a place of heart and soul for the people you live with, for the people in your bubble, and to be kind and compassionate. So what we find, I guess, in places where it's small, somebody or something will put a sock down or a glass down and you've just picked it up, and these things start getting to you. And you've got to remember that this is just a temporary thing, and we just need to breathe and realize and maybe just pick that sock up or maybe just pick that glass up. Don't get snappy, because that will then bring on more negative thoughts, more stubbornness, more anxiety. And the way we want to keep it is actually more with love, more coming from the heart. And it's about what you feel and what you feel inside your stomach, around the gut, around the soul. We really want to try and follow what our master, our heart, and the teacher, our soul, is telling us, rather than being snappy and letting the ego come back to us. And whether we have a hangover or whether we have no way of exercising, or especially if you're a single mum or a single parent, you can't get out if your children are small toddlers. You can't get out and exercise. You can't be able to be yourself. And everybody needs a little bit of time on their own. And sometimes it's really hard to get that inside a small bubble with your house so small, or a 2-bedroom apartment, or a 3-bedroom place with maybe 5 people living in it. And that can be really hard. Sometimes it might be worth putting together a timetable or a routine where everybody can have an hour on their own for the day. One of you goes out, or one of you goes and sits in your room and has a meditation. And meditation will really help. Just being able to breathe, being able to listen to yourself. And the more we meditate, the more kindness comes out, the more we feel that actually this will be over eventually, and this is unprecedented times, and so we need to learn to be able to live with resilience. And people, and myself, we've all had our buttons pushed. I've suddenly had to find a new way of thinking, a new way of being. I bet most of us has walked up to the fridge 10 times a day and not even really been hungry. Most of us turned on the TV and being bored. Oh my God, not another program. And sometimes you actually need to start thinking about yourself. Maybe writing a letter to yourself, writing all the good things about yourself as well as your negative things. And so the more you hear the good parts of yourself, the better it will be. And then you read it out to yourself, really consolidating what you feel about yourself, and then burn it. And that way it's an easy release, especially if all these emotions are coming out and negative. If you want to write a letter of stubbornness, of guilt, of anger, then do so. And that is the best way to get rid of it. Write it. Allow your soul and your heart to talk about these things. So you get a pen and paper. It's better to do it with pen and paper, because then that's the real soul working with you. Just let the words flow. Allow things to just come out. Don't have any set order. Just go, dear to myself, here I am in isolation and this is what I feel. And so that way, by putting things on paper, it can actually help give process and order to what you're feeling. And sometimes it's all too much with these emotions keep coming in and you can't give it any order. And they come in, flying in, seconds in, a minute in, and then it's another one. And then our emotions play up and down. And we've got to remember that this is our ego that is coming out. This is our ego that wants to be heard, that wants to think about the negative things, that wants to take another drink, that wants to take another cigarette, that wants to take another thing. And we have to remember this is about our heart and soul having time to express oneself. A lot of us have never had this time on our own this long, and it's actually a very enlightening, interesting period, I think, for many of us to observe what we are feeling, to observe what is going on in our head, in our heart, and in our soul. And it's also time to listen to all three if we can. So when things get troubled and you're about to explode and the kids haven't done what you wanted them to do, or the husband or the wife, or you've put things down, breathe. You've got to allow yourself, catch yourself before you start off, before you start down that negative trial. Catch yourself before you explode and go, oh, hang on a minute, let me just count to 10. Let me just step outside. Let me breathe. And sometimes it's not nearly as bad as it seems. And if you can just soften and give yourself compassion, then that will really help. And so what I'm going to do is now a quick 5-minute meditation, just for everybody and anybody who want to just take the time. And we'll see if we can get rid or understand these negative emotions. Everybody has them. We have to acknowledge that they're there, and then we just process and move them on. So I'd like you to all sit there if you can, be comfortable if you can, or if you're walking, that's fine too. Just let my words flow over you. And so just sitting comfortably or walking and taking a moment and breathe. And breathe. Allow the air to go in through your nose, hold it for a moment, and come out through your mouth. And just breathe. Notice how your ribcage raises, how your abdomen raises. Let's stay inside our body. What do we feel as we breathe? We feel the rush of the air through the nose. We feel the gentle exhale through the mouth or the nose once you sit calmly. And just feel that breath as it comes in. And what I want you to do now is just understand as you breathe in, bringing in love for yourself, all those good thoughts. In fact, taking a moment, thinking of a moment, a happy moment that just makes your whole body tingle and smile, a memory with your parents, a memory with your children, or just for yourself. And you breathe. Take yourself back to that visual. See how it feels in your body, how you start smiling, how your heart starts relaxing, as does your soul. And just feel. Remember that moment. Remember that elation. Remember that laughter. Remember that love. And take a moment and feel what that is. And breathe. And breathe. You can stay there as long as you like. Keep bringing in good thoughts. How does your body feel now? Does it feel all relaxed? Do you have a little smile on the side of your face? Taking a moment. Perhaps bring a colour in. Perhaps blue or purple. Yellow for the soul if you like. Whatever is your favourite colour that pops in, that is the right one. And allow that beautiful colour to go inside your body and to lift your spirits. To be healed for yourself. To let go of those nasty comments that anybody has told you. Or let go of those nasty comments that you came out with that you feel guilty, that cannot be unsaid. This is time in isolation to find the real you and to self-care you with your resilience. And you breathe. Now bringing yourself back to your body. Or do you notice that's different? How do you feel now? Let your jaw relax. Let your brow unfurrow. Let your shoulders drop. Let your pelvis relax. Let your knees just relax, stop being held, and allow your feet to flop. And now when you're ready, nice and slowly, take 3 deep breaths in, bringing yourself back with joy, with laughter, and with bliss. Helping yourselves, helping others around you in your bubble. Things are only temporary. And nice and gently, bringing yourself back in your own time. And so I hope this short meditation has helped. If you can do it every day, that would be great, bringing in that happiness. And remember what Thumper says, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all. And just breathe. And just service for each other. Have compassion for yourselves as well as others in your little isolation, in your bubble. Don't go out with fear. If everything is going as according to plan, the way Jacinda has said in New Zealand, everything should be fine. Keep your distance, keep clean, wash your hands, and be vigilant about your cleanliness. This way we can all get through it, and we can all start mixing with each other and talking with each other, albeit 2 meters away, but at least we'll start having social contact. And that's what we humans really need. The phones are great, but sometimes you just need to be face to face to feel each other's energy. And if you can, spread your good energy around into the family, into your bubble. Take a moment perhaps at dinner to thank yourselves, thank the person who prepared the food, and to live with love and light. Together we can all get through this isolation. Be kind. Don't let these negative thoughts keep coming in, the stubbornness, the guilt, the disgruntledness, the feeling of captivity. We all have it. Nobody is special, and we are all in this together. And all we want to do is just help ourselves to help each other. And that way we can keep each other safe, we can keep each other healthy, and perhaps even look at new dishes you can prepare with vegetables, fresh fruit, all these new things instead of having takeaways. Look at different recipes. See how many dishes you can make with mince, how far you can spread it. Start getting interested in what you put into your body, interested in what your thoughts are, interested in keeping yourself positive, because this is the time for resilience. Go out for walks, sit in the bush if you can, if you're close to trees, and just breathe. We love you always, as we all do. I thank you. Take care.